Hello, hello, all. Hello from the city of destiny, Vishakhapatnam. We have a very, very special guest today with us, Dr. Anjali Saple, who is not only by Vishakhapatnam's first woman plastic surgeon, but also is a multifaceted lady. Due to the course of our interview, she will explain us her journey and also how she juggles between work and life. She's a mother, a teacher, a yoga enthusiast, a cook, an interior designer, and yes, a plastic surgeon as well. So here we have Dr. Anjali Saple, who has so many feathers to her cap. So welcome you, ma'am, to our show, and we would love to hear your about your journey and also the challenges that you've faced. So my first question to you for today is: how has your journey been from a homemaker to a plastic surgeon?
Thank you, Reshma, for having me here. So, actually, my journey started in the city of Mumbai, the maximum city where I was born and brought up. I was born into a very conservative Sindhi family, where it was predominantly businessmen. But my parents, both of them, nurtured this dream that I should become a doctor. And after that, once I did my medicine, I guess it was but natural for me to go into surgery because my mother was, in addition to being a homemaker, she was also a very talented seamstress, and she would stitch really stylish clothes in that era. So I guess the art just came from her, and that's when I decided to go into plastic surgery because that's a field where science meets art. So actually, it's not that I was a homemaker that got converted into a plastic surgeon. It was probably both the roles that went on hand in hand. So I think I have to thank my parents for the tenacity that they gave me, the discipline that they gave me, and the values that I was brought up with.
That's really great, Dr. Anjali. సో మీరు ఇక్కడ విశాఖపట్నంలో చాలా ఇయర్స్ నుంచి సర్వ్ చేస్తున్నారు అండ్ ప్లాస్టిక్ సర్జరీ సంథింగ్ దాట్ యూ హ్యావ్ బీన్ సర్వింగ్ ఫ్రమ్ అ లాట్ ఆఫ్ ఇయర్స్. సో మా ఆడియన్స్ కి మీరు చెప్పగలుగుతారా ఎన్ని ఇయర్స్ నుంచి మీరు ఈ ఫీల్డ్ లో ఉన్నారు అండ్ వాట్ హ్యాస్ బీన్ యువర్ బెస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ద ఫీల్డ్?
సో ఎస్, అంటే నేను ఇక్కడ విశాఖపట్నంలో 2001 2001 కి వచ్చాను. At that time I was the first lady plastic surgeon of the city, and I think plastic surgery covers everything. There is nothing that plastic surgery does not touch. It covers everything from అంటే తల నుంచి కింద కాలు వరకు plastic surgery covers everything, and it's a mix of both reconstruction as well as cosmetic. So this is, I think, a specialty that is very close to my heart because any problem in the patient can be actually dealt with in a unique way by every plastic surgeon. So every plastic surgeon will have a unique kind of a solution to a problem. So that gives us that individuality and a unique way of dealing with a problem in a patient that is similar to what we face in life, right? So if I face a challenge, my response to it would be totally different from what you would be when you are faced with a challenge. So that, I think, is something that is really special to the field of plastic surgery.
Very, very interesting. Thank you for sharing so many insights, madam. So, manaki telusu plastic surgery, around plastic surgery, there are a lot of myths surrounding this particular field. So, could you just help us in knowing what are the myths and also share the facts with us?
I think the most important myth of plastic surgery is that this is a very costly specialty. This is a specialty that is only for celebrities, and this is only a cosmetic surgery. So these are, this is one major myth that I would like to clarify. Plastic surgery is not expensive. It is not for only for celebrities. Ante see, now in the age of social media, or even when you're making a presentation, your confidence is really affected by how you think your body is, how you think you look. So through plastic surgery, we can improve the confidence of a person, and definitely that helps him or her go ahead in life. So it is definitely not only for celebrities. That is the second myth that I would like to clarify. Thirdly, that plastic surgery is risky. So again, that is a myth. What is happening is now in this era where everybody becomes an influencer, everybody claims to know something. There are certain unqualified people who are doing plastic surgery and hence causing some kind of complications. So my message to the society is that, please, if you want to go in for plastic surgery, first know your doctor, know what you want, and get a detailed consultation, and only go to a certified, a qualified plastic surgeon. So that makes the surgery definitely more safer.
రైట్, ఇక్కడ మన డాక్టర్ అంజలి గారు చాలా మిత్స్ షేర్ చేశారు అండ్ ఆల్సో ఫ్యాక్ట్స్ ఏంటని కూడా షేర్ చేశారు. సో ప్లాస్టిక్ సర్జరీ ఇస్ నాట్ ఓన్లీ అబౌట్ యువర్ అపియరెన్స్ ఆర్ యువర్ outer looks. It is also about you getting your own confidence and also standing apart from the regular people. So there are also a lot of other things in plastic surgery, and you being one of the first in Vishakhapatnam, can you share what are some cases that are really very close to your heart?
Well, in my journey of the last 25 years, I've really seen a lot of and done a lot of cases, but there are certain that really touch my heart. Like there was one where there was a child who was born with a very severe deformity of the face, and the parents had abandoned that child, and that was brought to us by an orphanage, who they kind of bore the expenses of the surgery of the child, and now the child is grown up, and has got back that confidence. And then another story that is very close to my heart was a lady who was a kuchipudi dancer, and she had to give up her dance because she had very large breasts. So she was not able to go on stage. She was facing very severe, body shaming issues, and in addition to that, there was a lot of pain in the shoulders and neck that she was facing. And after we did a breast reduction surgery for her, she's now back on the stage giving performances. So, and she's still in touch with me. So another difficult case that I had was a person who lost both his hands in an electrical injury. So in his case, we managed to transfer the toe from his foot to form the thumb. So at least he can get a grip. So these are a couple of cases. There are many, but I think these are a few cases that are really close to my heart.
That's so amazing. So apart from these cases that you have shared, there is so much that I'm learning about the positive change that you are bringing around, especially the Kuchipudi case that you shared. So there are so many myths that people think about, body shaming, and there are solutions, but yes, many of them do not know about it. So thank you for sharing these insights for us. And what do you think about, a profession which brings a positive impact? So how does that feel?
So that is what, see, it is with, as they say, rights come responsibility. So this is like the person has kind of entrusted his body, and not only his body, his emotions, his confidence into your hands. So it is that responsibility that we face, that we should be able to live up to the patient's expectations. So if the person has come to me with a certain expectation, it really weighs down on me that, okay, that that nenidi chesi galutana leda, patient ki satisfaction ichi galutana leda. So that is something that we are always striving for. And when the patients come back to us saying that yes, it has really changed my uh, confidence, it has improved my confidence. That is, I think, the best reward that we can get. Leave aside the monetary and financial remuneration, but this is the most important reward, like the smile in a father's eyes. Like recently, there was a child who, a 15-year-old child who used to be bullied by his peers because he had like feminine breasts. And after he was operated, now he goes swimming, he goes to the gym, and literally the pride in the father's eyes was all that, it just melted away all the fatigue that I felt after the surgery. So these are, certain intangibles that we get in this profession.
అదే అంటే ఎప్పుడు ఓన్లీ మనీ, ఓన్లీ డబ్బులు అనే గోల్ లేకుండా మా పనితో ఏంటి పాజిటివ్ ఇంపాక్ట్ సొసైటీకి వస్తుంది, అది కూడా ఒక సాటిస్ఫాక్షన్ లెవెల్ వేరేగా ఉంటది. ఎస్. సో మ్యామ్, మీరు ఒక ఉమెన్ ఫిగర్ ఇక్కడ విశాఖపట్నంలో హూ ఇస్ అన్ ఇన్స్పిరేషన్. సో అపార్ట్ ఫ్రమ్ యువర్ ప్రొఫెషన్ దెర్ ఆర్ మెనీ అదర్ రోల్స్ దట్ యు ప్లే. అంటే మీరు యోగాలో కూడా ఉన్నారు, మీరు ఒక కుక్, మీరు ఫిట్నెస్, సో మెనీ థింగ్స్. సో యాజ్ అ ఉమెన్ మీరు ఇవన్నీ బ్యాలెన్స్ చేస్తూ మీరు అంటే హౌ డు యూ మేనేజ్ యువర్ రొటీన్ అండ్ హౌ డు యూ థింక్ ఫిట్నెస్ ఇస్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ ఫర్ ఉమెన్?
Yeah, I think that is a very important question, Reshma. ఇప్పుడు మన యాజ్ లేడీస్ మన చాలా ఇంపార్టెన్స్ మా ఫ్యామిలీకి ఇస్తాము. అంటే మా పిల్లలు ఉండాలి, మా హస్బెండ్ బాగుండాలి, మా ఫాదర్ మదర్ బాగుండాలి, కానీ మన ఓన్ హెల్త్ కోసం వెరీ ఫ్యూ పీపుల్ ఆర్ ఏబుల్ టు బ్యాలెన్స్ దాట్. బట్ since we are the homemakers, if we do not take care of our own health, we'll never be able to take care of the family. So yoga is basically, it's a union of body and mind, yoga. So that has kind of not just given me physical fitness, but it has also made me emotionally stronger to be able to face life's challenges head on. So I would definitely recommend at least some form of physical activity, and that has to have some also mental involvement. So either meditation or pranayam is something that is extremely necessary for a lady to keep her sanity. And regarding the other roles, I think that just comes naturally to all women, since we are nurturers. So cooking and probably keeping your house beautiful, I think it comes natural to all of us. So in that sense, my in my kitchen, I call it a reconstructive kitchen. So I try to make dishes which are with like using different ingredients, and that is something that gives me again another different experience.
మీరు రీకన్స్ట్రక్టివ్ కిచెన్ గురించి చెప్పారు. సో అందులో ఒక ఎగ్జాంపుల్ మా ఆడియన్స్ కి ఇవ్వగలుగుతారా? అంటే ఏంటి?
Example is like, don't laugh, but there was one instance where I was trying to make rasgullas. So and దాంట్లో corn flour ఎక్కువ పడిపోయింది. So the rasgullas never turned out the way it should have been. So what I did was, instead of that, I added some spices, and since the corn flour was already there, I added some potatoes to that, and that became like a nice kebab, and it was really tasty. So instead of throwing away those rasgullas, turned out to be very hard. So instead of just throwing those away in the bin, so that was like a reconstruction of that dish that failed, and it was a hit. Yeah.
That was a great experience.
Yes.
Well, so this brings me almost to the end of the interview. So, ma'am, can you share a few messages for people and especially for women?
So, for the women, I would say there is no limit to what we can achieve. So, do not have limitations or limits for yourself. You dream, and you will be able to achieve those dreams. Secondly, Uh, give your health priority, because we have seen what we have gone through in COVID. So people who have had a healthy lifestyle have managed to come out of it unscathed. So keep that in mind, and give yourself some time. Your profession is not going away anywhere. So give your health a priority. Thirdly, I think, again, money is a byproduct. So if you do your um, work with passion, and you do your work sincerely, money is going to follow. So no point in running after money. Money will run after you.
So, Dr. Anjali Saple is not only the first woman cosmetic surgeon of Vizag, but also has a lot of other things. So, I would like to say a few more credentials of her, which include she's the consultant plastic and cosmetic surgeon in Seven Hills Hospital, Vishakhapatnam, since August 2001. She started the Department of Plastic and Cosmetic Surgery in Seven Hills Hospital, which caters to patients from Andhra Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, and Odisha. She was the first lady plastic surgeon in the city of Vishakhapatnam, and I am sure all of us know this. She started microsurgery in Seven Hills Hospital and also set up a dedicated intensive care unit for burns. She is the project director of Smile Train, under the aegis of which she continues to provide service to children with cleft lip and palate. So, Dr. Anjali, can you speak a little bit more on what is Smile Train and what it does for the children?
So Smile Train is actually a US based NGO that helps to support surgeries on children who have been born with cleft of lip and palate. And they usually have a very high, the rules and regulations are pretty stringent. So they will check the credentials of the hospital and the surgeon before affiliating them. I have been fortunate to be associated with Smile Train for the last 20 years, and we've operated on nearly 4,000 children so far. We've performed lip and palate surgeries for the children free of cost. So, this kind of helps the children who belong to lower socioeconomic status to be able to get the avail of this facility, and they can get these surgeries done free of cost.
That is very interesting. So, any one case of this you can share with us?
So that's the child, the deformed child that I spoke about, who was brought by the orphanage. Those surgeries were done with the help of the Smile Train organization.
Okay. And since you being a cosmetic surgeon, can you tell us a few tips on skincare and also on fitness?
For skin, skin is basically an indicator of the complete body health. So I would start with diet. Diet plays a very important role in how our skin looks. So I would say avoid junk food, avoid fried fatty foods, and try and avoid sugar. All the white elements, like probably sugar, refined flour, and rice, all these have to be eaten in moderation. Secondly, drink a lot of water, because water helps to hydrate the skin, and that also helps to give a more healthy appearance to the skin. Thirdly, physical exercise, because that again improves the blood circulation of the skin, making the skin look much younger. Fourth, a good sleep. So nowadays there is a tendency for the youngsters to sleep late and get up late. So this, tells on their skin and really affects how the skin looks, gives them those dark circles around the eyes. So this is something that should be avoided. Cut down on your screen time and try to wind down before you sleep. So that gives you a healthy night's sleep. Now, coming to the local skincare regime. So, in that, I would say do cleaning, toning, moisturization, and sunscreen. So, clean your skin with a very gentle face wash. After you do that, use a toner So even your rose water is good. After that, have a good moisturizer. Um, and when you step out in the sun, use sunscreen at least 15 minutes before you step out in the sun. And if you're in the sun for a longer duration of time, then keep applying it at least every 2 or 3 hours. At night, when you come back, remember to take off all the makeup so that does not, leave any residue on the skin. Again, moisturize, and you can use a night serum. So this will help, and it will go a long way in keeping your skin healthy. Regarding fitness, as I have already said, some kind of cardio workout is essential, and combined with mental relaxation in the form of meditation, pranayam, have a good social network, because friends are going to be a really a stress buster if you have good friends. I guess, yeah, that's my mantra, you could say.
I think you've covered almost everything from diet to water to sleep to, and also how yoga and pranayama are also important for, so
Yeah, all the inverted poses.
Yes.
When you do the inverted poses, so that really improves the blood flow to the face and the skin, and that is also a secret for healthy skin, and younger looking skin.
inverted poses.
Yes, like you have Padahastasana, you have Parvatasana. If you can do Shirsasana, nothing like it. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing so many wonderful insights. And yes, as Dr. Anjali spoke to us about how we can have a very healthy and, of course, the healthy skin, and also about physical fitness, mental fitness, which makes it all the more holistic. Living. Thank you so much for sharing these beautiful messages and making our day today, ma'am. And we hope to see you soon in our show very soon. And once again, thanks for sharing all your insights, your journey, and it has been truly amazing. I'm sure our audience are going to enjoy this show. Thank you so much once again. Yeah.